everybody, and welcome to Dine with the Divine. I am your host, Ashley. Together, we'll be exploring the magical, the mystical, and everything in between. On today's episode, we're going to talk about houses of astrology, and we'll be talking about some really strange magic. So, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and if not, I hope it gets better soon. Today, we have an absolutely fantastic guest. We have Dani from That Witch Next Door. She is the host of That Witch podcast and founder of That Witch School. She teaches people real magic for real life. She helps folks use practices like astrology and witchcraft to hone in on and cultivate earth-soul alignment across the many complex areas of their life. Her primary focuses are cosmic living, shadow work, death witchcraft, kitchen magic, and intuition strength training. But her work takes her to all different types of places. She likes to offer a space that's welcoming, fun, and accessible to anyone interested in using astrology and witchcraft more intentionally in this life and beyond. So, Dani, how are you doing today?
Very good. How are you? Thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. So, I always like to ask everybody, how did your journey with magic and spirituality begin?
I love this question because magic had a very, very, very prominent role in my life as a child, like a lot of us, but I could not let go. And as my friends were not believing in the tooth fairy and Santa anymore and looking at their toys as they were just toys, I held this deep, deep belief always. I remember one of my favorite stories to tell is I never, to this day, I can't like throw my daughter's toys across the room because I'm like, just in case there really, there really is a spirit of a being in there. Like and so I never really could let go. When I was in high school, I met my first pagan. There was a girl who was a pagan at our school, and I was fascinated by this, and I would ask her all kinds of questions, and I would go home and research stuff about this, but I believed that you had to be born into the religion or belief system or the culture. I thought you had to be raised that way. And so this was something that I really researched for a long time in private, and I didn't talk to anybody about because I was already the weird friend as it was. And later, my husband and I were married for a couple of years, and he and I have been very, very close friends since we were in middle school. So we know each other just inside and out. Mm-hmm. But I don't recall sharing my interest in witchcraft with anybody. I don't remember sharing that with him. But on Valentine's Day one year, after we got married, he surprised me with this giant box, and it was all of these witchcraft supplies, and it was a cauldron and a cleansing kit and a book of shadows. And to this day, I still have no idea where or how, besides a soul link, where someone would know to get that for me. And I think that there was just something at that point where I just never, ever looked back. The moment I opened that book, the moment I started reading, it was like I was reading a language that I had never read before but perfectly understood, is the best way I've always described it. And astrology became the same thing instantly. And astrology became like the glue that suddenly made all of these different parts about me and my life and my beliefs. It started making everything connect and make sense. And so I always say that astrology and witchcraft, it really is the lens I understand our world through best for me. And so I like to share that with other people. If that's your language too, you've come to the right place. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, if you're interested and you believe, that's what I love to do. And now it's just a part of me.
That's
Thanks.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. That's fascinating that your husband was just like picked up on that. That's really, really cool. Yeah, that's really, really neat. So, some of the things you talked about that you focus on, I wanted
Sure.
to ask you about them. So, what do you define as cosmic living? What does that mean?
There was a point in my astrology studies, and this is a very, very common threshold that you have to cross when you want to actually learn how to read a chart. Not just know your placements. I'm talking like if you want to actually learn how to read an actual astrology chart, there's this threshold I think most, if not all, students reach, where I knew that I had to get out of the books. And there was only so much studying that I could do, and I could feel myself hitting this glass ceiling. I could just feel this cap that I was hitting over and over again. And this is why, at least in my opinion, good astrologers will tell you that you have to live and embody astrology to really experience it. And that is what cosmic living is to me. It's beyond just reading or even writing a horoscope. It's living and integrating the lessons that you learn in your chart study and exploration. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And we're going to talk more about, well, at least astrology is a big subject.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about, houses, because because I know nothing about astrology. I've tried. I don't get it. I can't handle it. Yeah, it's not my area, and that's totally fine. That's why I talk to other people about it. So the other thing I wanted to ask you about was death witchcraft. What does that mean to you?
To me, death witchcraft is the sacred honoring and working with the divine process that is death. And without death, life and rebirth don't exist. Without life and rebirth, death couldn't exist. They're all these equally functioning parts of the same law. But we live in a time where death, especially in Western culture, has become so taboo. There is so much trauma and wounding around death, and not just because of, I'm not talking about grief, I'm talking about the way in which we as a society and a culture respond to death and respond to the grieving. And death witchcraft and death witches, in my opinion, are it's a practice and people that are here to honor that and heal that, because it is a part of life. It is a part of our universe. It's not just something to accept and fine, I guess it has to exist. It's really, truly this sacred part of our universe. Again, these things that we value the most couldn't exist without it. And a death witch and death magic doesn't just connect to literal physical, a person dying. It's all forms of death. And so it's very, very closely related to any type of transformational work. But I do work with the chthonic deities. So I work with Hades and Persephone and Hecate. And I do a lot of work in the shadow and the underworld and the themes that are associated with that. So you'll find on my altar lots of bones and feathers and these things that represent something that's past. I do a lot of generational and ancestor work, and I do a lot of historical exploration as well. This is actually very, very broad practice, but it was form of witchcraft that honestly gave focus and purpose to my craft and to my magic. I feel like before I was really quintessential baby witch, just out there flailing and trying stuff and not really fully grasping and getting anything. And I am a Scorpio. I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. the aspects that are made in my chart are very, very aligned with occultic work and with cycles like death and rebirth. So I find that even though I don't actually advertise in my business at all, like I don't have a death work session that I offer. I talk about it and as a person, and I use it to relate with my clients and my listeners and things like that. But I've found that time and time and time again, many, if not most clients and students that come to work with me, they come for the astrology, or they come for the business development. They come for like the practical witchcraft. And we discover not long after starting to work together, we were brought together for death and grief work together. So I end up helping and working with a lot of people through a lot of shadow work and trauma healing around death and grief work and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's awesome. Fantastic. You're so right. There's a lot of, and I talk about this a lot too. There's so much first of all, who said that I was talking about this the other day. Who said that being sad is always a bad thing? You know what I mean? Sometimes you're sad for a good reason, and that's okay. We don't always have to be like, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, no, sometimes you're just like, nah, like I'm going through it. You're allowed to, everyone's allowed to, and it's actually better to go through it when you need to go through it than it is to put it away, be like, I'm gonna be fine, and then you have a freaking nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you never dealt with what's going on. So yeah, so that's perfect. Okay, so we're gonna move next into our dish of the week. So I found this interesting story about food astrology, which I didn't know was a thing. So we have, and I put everything in the show notes as usual. In this particular article by, I'm not sure who wrote it, it's probably at the end, but you'll see it in the show notes, it's there. In food astrology, it's one of the branches of astrology that provides multiple information about people per their zodiac sign. Moreover, the astrology of food covers the auspiciousness and inauspiciousness of planets in the horoscope as well. So let's go here. So they have the different zodiac signs and planets. I get very confused about this.
It's a lot of layers. It is a lot of layers.
It's a lot. Like, I don't even understand this article, to be perfectly. Usually I like break things down and I write my notes, but here I was like, I can't. I'm just gonna read from the actual article because I don't know what's going on. So the first, here it says planet sun.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay. So it says here, Leo zodiac sign possess the planet sun, and they tend to have an aggressive nature with royalty and behavior. So they are utterly picky about their food, and they usually want it to be really, really good and spicy and hot. Okay, I don't know if that's true.
There's a lot more nuance than that, because we all have many placements in our chart, but
yeah,
this is definitely going on the right track. My daughter's a Leo. I'm picking up what the article's putting down. Yeah, I'm a picky 5-year-old, so I'm there so far.
I know, right? But then also you're like,
exactly.
5-year-olds are like, I used to literally, like, my mom would give me like mixed vegetables. I used to pick the lima beans out because I had lima beans, but I was like just being really dramatic. I couldn't eat them. And my mom used to be like, she was like trying not to get mad at me, but she was like,
it's
annoyed.
hard not to when your kid won't eat.
Yeah, she's like, I was like, no, Mom, I'm gonna eat the rest of the vegetables. I just don't like lima beans. And she's like, okay, whatever. This is ridiculous. I used to like put them in a little napkin next to my plate. She's like, this is getting really stupid.
Oh, I love it.
Oh God. Now I eat lima beans. I still don't like them, but I just eat them. Anyway.
See? It all works out.
Exactly. I'm sure they're good for you somewhere. I don't know. I prefer the peas and the carrots though. Anyway. So so apparently if you want to strengthen your sun, you're going to involve spices in your diet like ginger and red chilies, which ginger is good for like everything. Fruits and vegetables also really matter to the zodiac sign. And if you possess a weak sun, you want to involve salt in your diet, which can aid you with weak bones and issues related to your hard stomach. Okay.
This is a fascinating approach to food astrology because there's really, honestly, when it comes to food and astrology, there are a fuck ton of ways that you could approach this. Like a ton of. I have an astrology cookbook downstairs right now, and it's similar. Like it's not really associated with your placements. It's more about foods of that season. So there's and you can even approach food astrology by going to which body parts each of the signs or planets are associated with, and then you could eat foods that are like good for that body part. This is a fascinating, this is this article's approach. So it's very, very interesting to me because there are so many ways that you could take it. And I'm definitely picking up what the author's putting down. I get where they're going. Yeah, I get where they're going. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
It is interesting. Then this point makes a lot of sense. Like citrus foods like peaches, grapes, plums, oranges, they'll make your sun sign strong.
These are all solar foods. Yeah, those are all associated with the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, and they all, to me, I was just like, they're round.
Yes, and they're round. They're in season during summer. They're usually in season in warm climates. Exactly. They're very associated with and they need a lot of sun to produce the fruit itself. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. So, do that, guys. Okay, so next, we have planet Moon. Okay? That's what we're calling it in astrology right now. Cool. So...
I have a disclaimer in my astrology course that does say, just so you know, the moon and the sun are definitely not planets, but we do use that term for shorthand in astrology.
Yes,
you are correct. They're super not planets. That's correct.
Yeah. I was like, you guys. Fine. So planet Moon rules the Cancer zodiac sign. And Cancers are usually very emotional, and they love. They keep talking about royalty. And attractive outlooks. Yeah, as a water sign. Okay, yes. Moon, water. I get it. They like bread, ice cream, cookies.
Comfort food.
Okay,
yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, comfort food. Okay. If you possess a weak moon, you want to have some bread and some rice. You want to get those
substance.
In there. Yeah. And it's like, moreover, if you lack determination and have emotional issues, you want to consume that, okay? You can also increase your moon energy in your life by consuming dairy products, but what if you're lactose intolerant?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Sorry about that. Also, starchy foods like sweet potatoes. Oh, I love a sweet potato. And potatoes will help. And foods, like you said before, Dani, foods that depict motherly love, like soups, soothing foods, comfort foods, are really good.
I would add for moon, over emotional, grounding foods like root foods or nuts or seeds, things that really like come from the earth. Really good way to soothe and ground an overly emotional moon sign. Yeah.
Okay. And then there's a note here. And you may know what this means. I don't know what this means. And actually, okay, first of all, let's look at where I got this article, because I don't know. Is this from... I literally cannot remember where I found this article. I'm like, is this from a... Okay, this may be from a Indian website. So I think this may be also like a Vedic astrology thing. Yeah. Because I was like, because they started talking about ghee, and I was like, ghee?
Yeah.
What you guys know about ghee?
America kind of appropriated ghee. Now it's like a part of the keto community, but we didn't start it.
Weird. I like, Yeah, I know. When people started talking about ghee lately, I was like, why are white people talking about ghee all of a sudden?
It's the keto craze, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now I know, because I was like, what's happening here?
So true.
I know, because the only people I know who eat ghee, there's a large Indian population where I live, so it's like,
yeah,
Indian people.
Yeah,
like,
the white people got that keto diet and found out you could take, I think the sugar is out of the butter, the fat, something like that, and they're like, oh, now it's ours.
Yeah. I know. We own that now. I'm like, okay, guys, remember how this went last time? No, well, let's stop doing that. And yeah, so there's this note, and I said, oh, this is why I wanted to check. It says if you have a combination of Rahu and Moon in your horoscope, avoid having rice. I don't know. Yeah,
that must be a Vedic astrology thing. I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now we got planet Jupiter. How many planets we got again?
There's probably
Oh, not all the planets.
Oh, okay. I was like, there could be up to like 10 or 11. Honestly, depends on how far they go. Like,
exactly. I don't even remember.
There could be way more. Yeah. They go into the asteroids. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot. Yeah. Oh, asteroids? Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's asteroids in our chart too. Oh, it's a whole other layer.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's messy. First of all, don't asteroids move around?
Yeah, their pattern is fascinating. That's part of what makes them very, very interesting. They're very erratic.
God, I can't. This is why I don't do astrology, everybody. Because I don't have time for all this, for a bunch of moving rocks, and also in your chart. This doesn't make no sense. Okay. Okay. So planet Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces zodiac signs, and if you possess a strong Jupiter, you shall love oily, pungent, and sweet-tasting foods, like ghee, seeds, or nuts. You'll like it a lot. So Sagittarius usually have a strong personality. They like to rule over other people and be in charge of stuff, apparently. And you may like foods like vegetables, juice, porridge. Wait. No. You don't want to offer them that, actually. That's not good.
Strike that.
They don't want those things. Strike that from the record. They don't want that. So crispy food items, they'll like that. So if somebody has a weak Jupiter, they may want to eat garlic, tomato, lemon. They want to have fruit juices that are aromatic and flavorful. And they also may want to have iron-rich foods. Okay.
Fascinating.
Now we got planet Mars. Mars rules the Aries and Scorpio zodiac signs according to astrology, and their food should be full of spices and lots of flavors. But above all, they want to eat chocolates and fried foods. Okay.
I can see that.
More specifically, they love items that are red. Also, they want red foods are good for them. And tomatoes and red chilies will actually help you strengthen your Mars.
I can see that too. Yeah.
All right.
Fiery.
All right.
Yeah.
We're doing well. Yeah. Then we got Mercury. Mercury's got Virgos and Geminis. Okay, I'm a Gemini. Okay. So let's see how I feel about this. We're supposed to really like sharp taste. That's kind of true. I like sour things. I like sharp taste. And a sharp cheddar. I love a sharp cheddar.
Who doesn't?
A sharp cheddar.
Top shelf.
If you want to strengthen your planet Mercury, you're gonna involve I like cabbage, broccoli, leafy. I love leafy vegetables actually too much sometimes. I could eat spinach every single day. And I have stomach problems, but I don't care. I'll just keep eating it.
Oh, that's so funny. This one's nail on the head.
Exactly. I was doing great. Also, we're supposed to like fruits like bananas, pomegranate. I like pomegranates, but it's hard to eat.
Real chore. I hate pomegranates like once a year when I'm like, all right, I could do a pomegranate. I'm ready.
Exactly. I like pomegranate flavored things.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I won't pay for it to be already broken down for me because it's too expensive, and I don't feel like breaking it down. No. Yeah.
100%. I'm not paying like $7 for pomegranate seeds. No, that's stupid. But I'm also not paying $3 to get a pomegranate and have to sit there and eat it.
Yeah.
way too much work. It's ridiculous. Apples and cranberries. Okay, I can do apples and cranberries. That's fine. We like fast foods and quick bites. Maybe that's true sometimes. That's Gemini's. But Virgos, they like healthy stuff.
All right, the sign of refinement. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's
Gemini,
fine.
fast paced. I don't know that it always has to be fast food, but quick, easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Convenient. See, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I'm not opening a pomegranate.
I've never had
Correct.
time. Pomegranates, please. I've never had time, and even when I have time, I don't have time.
Exactly. Gemini on the move. Virgo's also on the move in a different kind of way, but Gemini on the move.
Yeah.
Mind and body.
So
yes.
things.
Constantly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we have to gossip. Because we
have a lot of work to be done.
Oh. I am the queen. Trust me, at my job, I am the queen of like sharing the news. As soon as I hear something juicy, I'm like, I've got to stop everything I'm doing to tell everybody.
This is why I don't have time for pomegranates. We got people to tell, places to go.
If I hear some tea and I'm eating a pomegranate, now I've got to stop. And I've got to go tell everybody what I heard. Come on. Time for that. That's crazy. Oh, God. So then we have planet Venus. And we have Venus ruling Libra and Taurus signs. And Venus, they really like to eat sweet foods.
Planet of love and enjoyment and connection. Those, makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you have a strong Venus, you want to do honey, sweet potatoes. If you have a weak Venus, you want to do sweet fruits like figs, dates, and mangoes.
Yeah, it's like treat yourself foods. Fancy.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And Taurus and Libra people usually don't spend a lot of time eating lunch and dinner. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. You guys let me know.
Interesting. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's what they say. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna skip by that. But yeah, we're gonna go to the last one here. Excuse me. We have the Saturn. Saturn rules Aquarius and Capricorn zodiac signs, and these zodiac signs enjoy bitter foods. They like apples. Again, pomegranates. Okay, we get it. Everybody likes a pomegranate. Oh my god. So apparently Capricorn people love meals that help in good health and well-being, and Aquarius people, they want vegetables that are high in fiber and leafy greens. Okay,
all right.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, fine. So that's our food astrology for today. And then they start talking about other stuff, and we're not getting into it because this has already been too much. I'm already exhausted. And okay. So I'm gonna do my plug, then we're gonna move on. So if you guys enjoy this show, please follow me on all the socials. We're Dine with the Divine on Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Yeah, I think I just figured out that. So we're on YouTube. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star rating because it really, really helps the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen. Make sure that you're subscribed so that every Thursday you get the episode. It's free. You can do it. Don't worry. It's easy. And if you want to give me a tip, feel free. You can give me $1. You can give me $5, whatever you want. And if you have any suggestions for episodes, questions, comments, constructive critiques, feel free to email me at dinewiththedivinepod@gmail.com. Okay, we got through that. Next. Yay. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the 12 houses of astrology. Because I don't know what's going on here. So I'm going to read again from the article.
Same article?
And then Dani.
Oh.
No, this is a different article. Because we're not reading that article anymore because it's too much. So, Dani, you are going to fill in everything that you want because you are somebody who is actually really good at this. And I know
you got
nothing. So, just going to read this first little bit just so we know what's going on here. So the birth chart is like a snapshot of the sky from our vantage point on Earth, taken at the exact moment you were born. This chart is divided into 12 segments, also known as the houses. The houses are where the action in the quote movie of your life takes place. That's what it says in this article. Each house of your chart is ruled by a different sign depending on your time, date, and location of birth. This rulership is determined by which zodiac sign the cusp or the beginning point of the house is intersecting with on the wheel.
You got it. Keep going. You got it.
Okay.
You're correct.
Fine.
That's right.
So the houses are essentially what grounds astrology in earthly matters, as each one is associated with certain areas of life, such as career, home, and or relationships. Okay. All right.
So they're using a really common, really helpful analogy that describes the chart basics, which is a lot of us talk about the movie of your life or the great play of life. So the houses are the stage, and where these things take place are the actual like set that we build that the actors act on. The planets are each of the actors, every planet, and everybody has every planet. Everybody. They're just in different costumes, which is what the zodiac signs are. The zodiac signs are the characters or the costumes that the actors put on and are portraying. So this actor still is this person in and of themselves, but in this life or in this play, they are supposed to portray themselves through the lens of this character. If I have Mars in Gemini, which is what I have, Mars is always this fiery character, like we just talked about in food astrology. But in this life for me, Mars is portraying itself through the lens of air, chatty, gossipy, humor-centric Gemini. And so a lot of, I have very prominent Gemini energy because that's where my Mars placement is. And our Mars placement is everything that we do. So where my Mars is focused most in this life, my actions most in this life, is in my 10th house of my career. That's where it plays out most of its part or its role in my life. That's what it's talking about the stage and all of that. It's a really helpful analogy to decode some of those first basic layers of the chart. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You heard it here first, folks. Now you know. Because I didn't. Great. We're off to a great start. So the first house is all about beginnings. So here it's saying that it's determining your origin of self and identity, your outward appearance, and your new endeavors. So the zodiac sign that rules the cusp of the first house is known as the rising sign. Is this like what everybody is your rising sign? No, it's different. Your sun sign is different than your rising sign, right?
They are different than each other. Yep.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking, like, is this the one where you get your, I used to get in the paper, if you're a Gemini.
That is your sun sign. Every time, so every single time they're like, oh, are you a Gemini? Are you a Scorpio? We're talking about your sun sign. Nobody knows your rising sign unless you know the minute and location you were born, and you can look it up in a chart. That's how we find the rising sign. The sun is in the same zodiac sign between the same rough range of dates every single year. That's why we used to look at our Scorpio and go, oh, if your birthday is between September 23rd to October 23rd, you are a Libra. Because we know that the sun is there during those rough dates. But this is why people started to think they were a cusp or two signs. Because they were like, but I am a Scorpio and I was born on October or November 23rd. And some people tell me that's a Scorpio, but some people tell me that's a Sagittarius. So I must be a Scorpio and a Sagittarius. And that's not possible. That's why we pull up the accurate chart. And you have to have the time of your birth. And it will tell you where all of the planets were in the snapshot that I was talking about. But no, your rising sign is definitely separate than your sun sign.
Okay.
But they're correct. It rules the cusp of the first house. The rising sign begins it all. Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot.
Okay, we got
There's one piece. One pie sliced down. Gobbled right up.
So tired already. My one friend, she's always like, "You don't believe in astrology." I was like, "I never said that. I said I don't get it."
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm the same way, and I hope that they don't all come for me, with human design. We're not computing here. I don't do well with just reading, like, here's a paragraph that describes who you are. This is why I like astrology, because I'm like, why? Why? How do you know that about me? I want to know how you figured that out. And so into the hardest one that there was, astrology.
I think and it's just like with like divination, how like everybody has their own thing that they
and
like.
What makes sense to you. Exactly. Tarot doesn't make sense to everybody.
100%. I've met people who say, "Well, I only like runes."
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't matter. Like,
but it's got to be your language, and if it's not, it's totally okay not to pour yourself into
then
it.
Pass it off to somebody. Exactly. Somebody else will like it, so it's not a problem. Yes. So we've got so we got that's the first house. Now let's go to the second house. Second house, is about how you make money. Okay.
How you make money now. Right now in the short term, your day to day. It's not just how you make it, it's how you keep it, by the way. So your spending is in the second house too. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So if you have a spending problem, you better go to Dani and figure out what's wrong in your second house.
Yeah, actually.
Girl, so you can get that budget together. Dani will help you. So the second house is also associated with values, self-esteem, and self-worth. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. Also, and how we begin to feel at home in our bodies and our environments. Okay. And I guess that makes sense too. Like if you're not comfortable in how you are making money or how you're spending money and you're not feeling good about yourself, you have to kind of get those things in line so that you can get everything in order.
Exactly.
Right?
Security. That's a great keyword for the second house. Your security. Because security can like be real, but we can also fill ourselves and our houses and our lives with things that we think are making us feel secure too.
Yes, that's so true. You see that a lot with people who have a lot of money or have more money than others. Yeah, and you'll just be like, these people will be like, "Oh, I have a spending problem." It's like, nah, bro. Like, I think you need a hug.
Probably a little therapy. Probably could use a hug. This is a security issue, 100%.
You need a friend and a psychologist. That's all. Yeah.
Make them separate, though. Don't make them the same.
Don't mix the two. Yeah, because that can get weird.
Messy.
But like, join like a what do you call it? What do rich people like to do? That thing with the tennis ball, pickleball group.
Perfect.
Pickleball. Yeah, go on to like BetterHelp or your local psychologist, and like you'll be all right in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Get a couple sessions in, you'll be all right. Don't worry, you just need to talk to me about your problems. It's okay. So now we're going to your third house. So your third house is all about communicating, talking, thinking, and it says here your online persona.
Yes. The keyboard warrior in you is probably in your third house. Yes. And you know what's funny is your third house is also the house where, I tell people it's a communication, but also expand that term into interaction. Because it's not just when we think communicating, we think talking and listening, but it's physically interacting with people and places and things. And it's our earliest understanding of how to do that. And who are the first people we have relationships with? Our family, and moreover, our siblings. And so what I think's really interesting that I noticed is, yes, your inner keyboard warrior, you can really read a lot about that part of your personality in the third house, but it's very similar to how you are as a sibling. And I think that is really interesting because I'm like, a lot of people would not treat normal, regular people the way they treat their sibling until they're on a keyboard behind a screen.
Okay, yeah. So also, I think it's really interesting that a lot of people will talk a lot of smack on a keyboard, and then in real life they won't, which is insane to me. Like, just don't. You don't have to be so mean. You just don't.
I know. Like, my God. There's some more people that could use some pickleball and a psychologist.
100%. I always convince myself that those people don't have friends.
Yes.
Because I'm like, why? Like, you don't like somebody's hair and you're like,
I know.
And you're telling them to like harm themselves because you don't like their pink hair. Like, something is deeply going on inside that person. And like, yes, you need to join, maybe not pickleball, maybe you need karate class.
Yeah.
You need to get your aggression out. And and then you do need to go to your psychologist after your karate
100%.
class. So just, talk about it. It's okay. It's okay to be mad, but don't be mad at people you don't know.
Get mad, but how we use that,
Exactly. Go to karate, get it out, and then, every week you go to the psychologist on Thursday at 7, and you'll be fine. Yeah. Don't worry.
Perfect.
It's okay.
Solved here on Dine with the Divine.
Exactly. I'm saying we're going to solve everybody's problems today. Tell you how to fix your houses and how to fix your life. Exactly. Come on. Let's do this. Okay, your 4th house is the house known as the home and roots. Okay, and it says here it's a foundation of the whole chart. Do you think that?
It's the lowest point of the chart, aka the deep, because when you're looking at the chart, this is the most downward pointed line. Okay, so this is literally the deepest core part of yourself. So it's where you come from on not just this life, like literally your parents, but the multiple generations and history and time that got you here. And so this is a very, very deep place. This is a very, very emotional place. When you have a lot going on in your 4th house, whether you were born and your chart looks like that, or when the planets are transiting and they go into that area of your chart, it's usually a deep introspective time of like figuring out who you are and why you operate the way that you do. This is a great place to do therapy. This is this is the house for doing that. Yeah, exactly. Yes,
there we go. Yeah.
Just to tie it all in. Just to bring it home.
If you get anything out of this podcast today, it's that me and Dani are telling you need to go to therapy.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Better help. If you want to sponsor me, girl, come through. But like, you need to go to therapy, and you'll be all right.
It's the moral of the whole story today.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, this is fun. So situated at the bottom of the wheel of the 4th house, you have home security. Again, we talk about mothers and lineage, children, care, and how we feel safe. Talking about that again. And the way you nurture others and approach your self-care is also dictated. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Ooh, self-care. That's also very important. Yeah, take care of yourself, because if you don't, nobody else can.
Yes.
Yes, that's why you guys are therapy. So now we're in your 5th house. Your 5th house is about self-expression.
Yeah, this is more fun. Creativity. This is a much more fun place.
Yeah, we're not as dark.
Yeah. You'll have fun here.
We're not deep into like your psychological well-being right now. You can draw a picture and have a good time here. You can knit a blanket. Yeah. What makes you happy? Yeah. Oh gosh, do some acting. Join again improv class.
Yes.
Whatever makes you laugh, makes you happy. So it's all about self-expression, creativity, and celebration. It says here this is a very fertile house.
Correct.
In the sense that, in this sense that rules the creation of all things, how you express yourself artistically, as well as actually like giving birth to kids. I guess. Okay.
Because this is the house of, I always tell people, this is the house of legacies because it's the house of passion. So anything that you're passionate about, and that can be anywhere from doing the dirty and having kids, or passion in your creativity and the things that you create that ripple out from that. Yeah. So that's why it's broad, but you can see how we're having fun no matter what we're doing in this house.
Yes. What a good house. This is a good time. You can have, you can enjoy theater, music, romance, love. Oh, it's very dramatic. It's very fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. 6th house. We're the 6th house now. And the sixth house is all about service and health.
More serious again. More serious again.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
no one likes the sixth house. Yeah. No one likes the sixth house. This is how you have to actually take care of yourself. Not self-care. For real, keeping yourself alive, thriving, all those things that we're like, God damn it, I don't feel like doing that though.
Yeah, I see. It says here, organization, daily routines, upkeep. Yeah, no, that sounds boring. Fitness. Yeah, fitness, self-care, diet,
it's
exercise.
all the shit we put under the bed. We're like, yeah, I'll come back later. I'll do it later.
So the sixth house is basically telling you to take a walk, touch a tree, and drink some water.
Yeah. Get your fucking journal out. Go to therapy. Don't cancel it. Go to it. Yeah.
So they're like, this is what you have to do, right? You got to go all the way back to what? Your fourth house? You got to go to therapy.
Yes.
Then you got to go over to the sixth house. You got to go outside, get your journal. Got to touch grass, right?
Yes.
Here's what we've been saying. Don't stay on the computer.
No.
No. It's not good for your health. Go outside, touch grass, and then write how you feel about it. Yeah.
Then you get to go back to more fun stuff again after this house.
Yes. Then you can go back to your fifth house, but you've got to drink some water.
Drink your water. Yes.
Yeah. Don't be dehydrated. You'll be so happy. And get you wrinkles. Like,
yes, your skincare. That is part of this. Take your makeup off. Oh. Yes, exactly.
Moisturize your face.
Put your fucking moisturizer on. Yes. Buy an eye cream.
You guys, we're gonna fix your life. Oh my God!
One step at a time.
Dani's fixing your life with astrology. Come on now.
Get with it.
Get with it. Okay. So we got the seventh house. So the seventh house is situated directly across from the first house.
Important.
Ooh.
Now everything from the seventh house on is now directly opposite one of the areas we just talked about. And that matters because they feed into and balance each other. So let me ask you this. If the first house is all about self, this would be about other people.
Everybody else?
Your relationships.
Okay.
So this is a touch and go place. This is fun for some people. Place of heartache for others. Yes. A little more touchy for others.
Yeah, it looks like it because we're talking about we're talking about contracts. Yeah, marriages, business exchanges. Oh yeah. No.
Any significant relationship, anything that becomes more than a surface level relationship, seventh house.
Oh yeah, that's gonna.
So there's people we love there, but there's people we're like, oh my God, why are they? Yes, but for some reason they're in my life. Yes, they're in there too. Because they're still significant. Exactly. You might not like them, but they play a role in your life. You learn something from them. Exactly. Okay. They're the mirrors. They're the people that put a mirror up to us and they're like, everything I hate about you are the things I hate about myself. It's true.
Oh, no. Okay, you're still going to therapy in your seventh house.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll see that. You'll see in all 12, it's like, we're all fucked up and we should probably be talking about it with a professional.
Oh, no. Okay, so now we're your eighth house. Okay, apparently it says, so here, and you tell me if it's true, it says your eighth house is one of your more mysterious areas of the chart.
Very much.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is long-term investments. So all that shit we did in our second house, if we were like spending our money without giving a fuck and we weren't saving and we weren't giving it, we were like, I want to be comfortable now. Who gives a shit about me later? It will come back around to that eventually. And you will be the person who gets affected by that later, 100%. That's what eighth house is all about. Yeah. But that's why it houses a lot of deep, mysterious knowledge because deep down, as humans, even though we're fresh and brand new in this life and we are learning every step of the way, we know deep down what we're supposed to do now to get to where we're supposed to be. We have that knowledge. We have that mysterious knowledge. Do we use it all the time? No. For the sake of comfort or security in the moment, like the second house says. But That's why, yeah, the 8th house is a very, very fascinating house in astrology. Very much. Yes.
Oh. All I heard you say in that whole thing was, in addition to having a psychologist and drinking water, you now need a financial advisor.
Actually, that would be great advice for the 8th house. Yes. Actually, I never would have thought of that. Get you a financial advisor.
Exactly. You can just go right down to the bank and they'll help you for free, everybody.
Life. This is step 8.
Oh, boy. Oh, no. You've got a lot of work to do this weekend.
This weekend?
A lot. You got to get yourself
See you
together.
Monday. Better be fixed.
Your life better be on track. Oh, God. So, 9th house. So, we're doing the 9th house, and this is connected to expansive thinking and growing of all kinds, including global travel, higher learning, philosophy, religion, belief systems, and all this other stuff.
This one's fun. This is like the adventure house. This is when you like go to expand everything. Yeah. Yeah, this is a fun one. Yeah.
Okay, so it's all about learning and like, okay. All right, you guys, so also go to an ashram or something.
Go on a retreat, book a quickie little 20K retreat for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure your therapist will recommend one.
You're going to travel to some very remote part of a very remote country. You're going to go to like the desert in Kazakhstan and just like chill there for a day or two.
Perfect.
And just see what happens.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It'll be fixed.
You'll be fine. You'll be all right. Don't worry. Oh God, this is so funny. So then we go to your 10th house. So your 10th house is located at the very top.
Yes, it precedes over everything. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you can see it's your bird's eye view. Very much. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense because here it says it's the most visible and public area of the zodiac.
So this is why your career is here, but it is a little bit too simple to say this is just the career house. It's bigger than that. This is your public image, and what I always tell people, this is your reputation. There's people that like know you in your day-to-day, but this is like the more you build, and now you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s, and you've created this public image and this reputation for yourself. Yeah, that's why it's a very visible place. And the opposite place, the 4th house, it's like the most private and inner and core part of yourself. Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Yes, and it talks about here, like you're saying, it talks about legacy, what you're meant to leave in the world, achievements, reputation, like you said. And I don't understand what this means, but you can tell me. The ruling sign of the 10th house cusp is also called the midheaven.
Correct. Your midheaven or your MC, and that's a really good placement to get familiar with if you're learning your astrology, because like that's the placement that I work with when I'm having like blockages in my career, or I'm trying to figure out where to go, or what is it that I'm actually doing, that kind of a thing. It helps you see the bigger picture. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Now we've got the 11th house, and the 11th house governs all things related to large groups of people. It's associated with the future and our hopes and ideas. Friends, networks, teams, and collectives are associated with this part of the sky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a place where you really give back. Like you are really one with your community. It's not about what you get out of it. It's much more about what you offer and what that ripples out. That's why it's such a house of progress. Yeah.
Okay.
If you have struggles with friendships, especially on like a long-term basis, you can take a look at 11th house stuff for that. Yeah, community. Yeah. This is where pickleball would be.
All right.
This is where my pickleball team is. My community.
You enjoyed the pickleball.
Yes. Perfect.
You've made a couple friends now. I feel like we've gone on a journey.
Oh, yes.
Houses, right?
That's what they are. Yes.
Yeah. Here we are. So you joined pickleball. you're in therapy. You touch grass once a week,
and you're journaling about it.
Yes. Oh, very important. You got a very cute journal off Amazon, and you're journaling with your nice pen, and now you made a friend, so you feel a little better.
You're drinking your water.
Ooh,
yes. You're cleaning your room. Those things. Yes.
Yes. You and your friend go for coffee after work, like once a week. You guys just chat it out. You feel better.
Exactly. Your career figured out. Easy peasy. No problems ever again. The rest of your entire life.
Oh, 100%. You had a conversation with Joan in accounting, and you said, listen, I don't want to have a problem with you. Can we get along? And she said, girl, I thought you hated me. And you were like, I thought you hated me.
Look, another friend. You just add another friend to the mix.
You both have brown tabby cats named Sarah, and now you get the fight.
Why is that the scariest name for a brown tabby cat, too? How creepy would that be if you went to someone's house and you're like, what's your cat's name? Sarah. She's my sister.
That'd be so creepy. I don't want to meet any cat named Sarah. Oh. But now you're like, you know what, Joan, she's not so bad. I don't hate Joan. You don't hate me. We say good morning to each other every day at the water cooler.
Yes.
It's good. See, you're okay. All right. Now we've gotten to the 12th house. So get your shit together, guys.
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Yeah. Buckle up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buckle up.
So, apparently, yeah, because it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on here. So, yeah.
It's a tough place. I got a lot of shit in my 12th house. This is a tough place.
Oh, no.
Tough place to be.
You heard it here first, folks. Dani said book an extra session.
Oh, yeah. Look, I have a regular therapist. I got trust me. It's like activating the phone tree. I got all waves of people to help me. Ranks.
Oh, it's fine. So, the 12th house is the final realm of the zodiac wheel. So, obviously, there's 12. This is the 12th. As you probably already guessed, it builds upon the previous 11 and is associated with ending the last stages of projects, old age, and surrender. Okay. Damn.
Oh, yeah. We get deep and dark real quick here. We turn that corner here. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. It's linked to the subconscious and imagination. It can also reveal information about the afterlife and dream space.
Yes. Oh, so depending on how you view how we access that, astral projecting, past life regression, Akashic record exploration, a lot of people will say through our pineal gland, this is all 12th house concept. It's how we are plugged into the collective unconscious. And this is why it is such, in a lot of places you'll see the 12th house called the house of the unseen. And it's a perfect word for it, because if you think about our subconscious, if you think about our dream world, we go there all the time, right? But at the same time, we don't know shit about our dreams. Not really. Humans are still we think we know why we have dreams, but really it's all theory, and I think that's for a reason. It's the same thing with our subconscious. Even the top scientists don't know exactly how our subconscious functions and why the way that it does. And I think it's very similar to the ocean, the statistic or whatever. We know more about outer space than we know about our own ocean floor. We know less than 1%. That same micro example is our subconscious. We know 1% of the realm of our subconscious. So the 12th house, this is a place where you are not meant to have it all figured out. So if you have stuff in your 12th house or transiting that area, this is going to bring up subconscious patterns. See why you need a therapist. This is going to bring up subconscious patterns, coping mechanisms, your terrifying, freaky dreams and nightmares and shit. It can be a really scary place. But just like we learn in therapy, friends, but we get through it, right? We face the darkness and we're rewarded for it. But yeah, I won't lie. You'll cry on the way there.
That's okay. Because at this point now,
Crying is good for you.
Oh, it's so good. You made up with Joan. You have a friend from pickleball. You see your psychologist at least once a week, sometimes twice if it's a rough week, right? So now you're like, you know what? I got some coping mechanisms that I wrote in my journal.
Yes.
So yeah,
this is where spirituality comes in. So this is where our this is our witchcraft. This is prayer. This is meditation. This is divination.
Yes.
All of that is part of our 12th house. It's like, all right, this is reality. Now I know that. And reality is a bitch, so how do we cope with that and enter either really unhealthy coping mechanisms? This is also the house of addiction, for example, or those healthy, like, good for us mechanisms. So you bought a tarot deck. And a dream journal.
Look, here's the thing.
Signed, sealed, delivered, done.
We just fixed all your problems. Number one. You're drawing a card every day and you're putting it down, right? And you're writing in your dream journal what your dream is about. Under that, and you have a tarot card journal now. You have 3 journals.
You never forget a day. You are journaling all 3 journals every day. You never miss a beat.
Oh, you're so hydrated. You feel great. You're like, everywhere you're writing it down, you're feeling good. And then sometimes at night, you have a book of Rumi quotes.
Yes.
And you read one when you're feeling a little stressed. You read one and you do like a 5-minute silent meditation on that quote. Oh, you sleep great.
Perfect. Cherry on top. Done. Dust it off.
Who doesn't want a dream journal, a tarot deck, and a Rumi quote book?
Every day. Every single day of your life. There's no escape.
Come on, guys. We're fixing your life here.
Perfect. Millionaires.
I know. I'm saying, keep going to therapy. You'll be all right. Woo! All right. So we've gone through the 12 houses. It was a trip.
Yeah. And it is.
And we're fine. So now we're going to our last section. We're going to go to our story time. We have a story for you that's a little wilder than I expected it to be. So since we're with Dani, who's that witch next door, I was like, we got to talk about a witch.
Hell yeah.
Yes. At this point, because my podcasts are all over the place. But anyway, at the point that you were listening to this, we have talked about Circe, who's a Greek witch, right? Mm-hmm. And our guest that time, Judica, she was like, "Ooh, girl, if you think Circe's crazy, you gotta read about Pasiphae." I said, "Let's do it." So,
ooh, I'm very intrigued.
Okay, Pasiphae is out of control. So, some of it's not her fault. Some of it is though. So, okay, there's this goddess named Pasiphae. She's Circe's sister. Now, if you remember, Circe was out here. She's a Greek. They're all Greek. She was a Greek goddess who loved to turn people into animals. So she was turning people into pigs, into lions, depending on how she felt about them. She's like, "Ooh, you're strong, but I don't like you. You're a lion." It's like, what? Circe's out of control. Oh my God. She had Odysseus make a baby with her.
Oh, yeah.
She tried. Yes, that's Circe. She's
Circe.
like, yeah, Circe's crazy. So, like, Odysseus. And so, okay, let's rewind. Quick recap. So remember now, Hermes. Hermes is the guy with the wings. Wait, Hermes is a messenger. So he used to date Circe. So he found out that Odysseus was going to visit Circe, and he said, "Listen, here's the thing. If she wants you, you got to go with her because she's going to turn you into an animal." So there's that. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's like, but I'm going to give you like some special stuff that she won't be able to like turn you into an animal, but just like date her and just like bang her. So he did. He's like, "You can't refuse." So she did. He didn't. And they had a baby. And then Odysseus ended up leaving. It was like a whole thing. Circe was pissed. Don't worry about it. Anyway. So now we're talking about Circe's sister, Pasiphae, who also is out here just doing the most. So here's the thing. Wikipedia tells us Pasiphae in ancient Greek mythology and ancient Greek religion was a queen of Crete. And she was also referred to as a goddess of witchcraft and sorcery. She is a daughter of Helios and the ocean nymph Perse. And Pasiphae is a notable mother of the Minotaur. Because wait till you hear this
Damn
story. Okay. It's about to get
She's
crazy.
already off to a start.
Exactly. She doesn't care. So this is actually kind of messed up. So this is what happened. Okay. One time, King Minos, who was the king of Crete at this time, he was supposed to... Oh, he was also the son of Zeus and Europa. Because you know Zeus be out here.
Oh,
so,
yeah, Zeus be out here. Yeah.
Zeus, stop. And Europa and Hera already didn't like each other for whatever reason. But Hera just stays mad, and I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Hera, girl, we need to talk. Because one thing that I read about in Greek mythology that pisses me off, even though I get why Hera's mad, but she's not a girl's girl. You know what I mean?
For sure.
She's always mad at the woman. Your husband is the biggest fuckboy in mythology. You can't always be mad at all the women that he's like assaulting, basically. Like, a lot of these women are tricked by Zeus. Remember, he's turned into animals and tricking them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah. Zeus is kind of a piece of shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. He's powerful and shit, but he's kind of a piece of shit.
He's doing all kinds of shit.
He's the worst. He's the kind of guy, or it doesn't matter the gender. He's the kind of person that somebody will date and they'll cheat on you and then be like, I was lonely. It's your fault. You work too much.
Yeah. That's so true. Gotta come with some perks.
Exactly. And then here you go over to their house, the mistress or the mister, and you're taking off your earrings and your good shoes and you're about to fight. Don't fight.
Yeah. She kills some of them.
I know.
She kills some of them.
Hera needs to follow our plan, our 12 house plan.
Yes. Hera.
Hera, you need to leave that man. He's the worst.
Touch some grass. Goddamn.
I know. He always comes back love bombing her with flat. He's like, Hera, you know I love you. She's like, baby. I'm like, Hera, stop falling for it. Like, Hera needs a friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Friend and a psychologist.
Exactly. And Dani, the witch next door, to do her chart because, girl,
something's going on there.
Woo! So, that's fun. So that's Minos. King Minos. He's Zeus and Europa's son, and he is married to Pasiphae. Now, Minos be out here doing the most. So Minos was required to make a sacrifice of his sexiest bull every year to Poseidon. Okay. Poseidon is technically his uncle, so I don't know why he had to be this mean, but you'll see what happens. So one year, this really, really beautiful bull was born, but King Minos is like, wow, this bull is so pretty. I don't want to get rid of this bull. So he kept the bull and gave Poseidon like a slightly less better looking bull. So then Poseidon found out and he was mad. So what he did was he said, I'm going to curse your wife, Pasiphae, and she's going to lust after the bull.
Oh my God. I will say that is a creative punishment. And effective, probably.
Exactly. Because I was like,
bit harsh.
First of all,
a little harsh.
Why are you doing this? Oh my God. So what happened next was Pasiphae was so horny for this bull. Like, she couldn't stop. She was just like, I gotta bang this bull. So she went to this guy named Daedalus. Yeah, I hope I'm saying his name right. So this is Icarus's daddy. You guys, and he flew too hard to the sun. Yeah. Yes. So this is Icarus's dad. And Icarus's dad, he's an architect and a craftsman. That's why he made those wings for Icarus, the whole thing. So she went to him and she's like, bro, I've got to bang this bull. I need help. And so I feel like he was probably like, okay. I don't know what to do. You're the queen. I guess I must comply, but this is a little strange. Oh, okay, got it. So he went and he made a realistic wooden cow and covered it with cow skin, and it looked realistic. So she crawled into the cow. Bing, bang, boom. They banged. You get it. I don't have to describe further, hopefully. Yeah. Exactly. Nope. Yeah. Yep, you guys got it. Okay, you figured out what's going on. Okay, yep. I see it clicking for some of you now. You're like, oh, what? She did, yeah, she climbed inside the bull, and that's what happened. Okay, so so now Pasiphae was in there. Now, because Greek mythology, Pasiphae got pregnant by a bull.
Of course. Of course. It's the most fertile land in all the land. Sex one time, pregnant.
Everybody, I don't get it. What was going on back there? You guys were eating a lot of pomegranates like that. You're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables because you guys are the healthiest ovaries ever. Getting pregnant every 5 seconds. Because I remember, I think it was like I was in health class. Oh, I was in my one of my classes in college, and they told us it was only like on any given day, a woman who's like generally healthy can get like, it's only like a 20% chance that they will get pregnant by just like having sex on a random day.
Yes.
And then if the woman's ovulating, it goes up to like maybe like 25%.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So it's
Unless
like, how are
you're an ancient Greek goddess.
That's what I'm saying.
Guaranteed. 100% of the time, every single time.
What's that doing? It's so weird. Okay. So now Pasiphae's pregnant. This is wild, right? So now she gives birth to a half human, half bull.
Obviously.
And she names it, she names it Asturias after the previous king. But everybody calls it the Minotaur, the bull of Minos. So, oh shit, there's a big problem, everybody. Apparently the Minotaur's only eating humans.
Oh my God. I like how a bull, which is an herbivore, which eats plants, that is the recipe for a flesh-eating beast.
This is what I'm saying. So you have a combination of an herbivore and an omnivore, but now you can only eat meat.
And it has to be humans.
It has to be people.
I cannot be satisfied with anything else.
Can't be like small rodents or like
Or a
rats,
gazelle.
right? No.
Or a deer.
None. It's gotta be a person that can talk. Yeah. Okay. So now Pasiphae was like, Daedalus, I need your help again because this shit is out of control. So he had to go and create the labyrinth and put the Minotaur in there so he could never get out. And then every 9 years, King Minos, I don't know why, I didn't look too much into this because I was already tired by this story. King Minos had to go to King Aegeus. Yeah, here we go. King Aegeus, who was the king of Athens at the time, and made him pick 7 boys and 7 girls to go put in there so that the Minotaur could eat them every 9 years. Isn't that messed up?
Wow. That's like a Hunger Games. Jesus.
100%. And I don't know what King Aegeus did because I didn't look it up, but something happened. So next, what happened? Oh yeah. So here's the part of the witchcrafty stuff. So like I said, Pasiphae is like a major witch. She could do whatever she wants. She has a niece named Medea who one day will tell this story. I'm not going to tell it now, but there's a whole thing with Medea and Jason. We're not talking about it. Who is another mistress of magic. So yeah, Pasiphae is a mistress of magical herb art, and she knows everything. She can make charms. She can do anything. Let me tell you what she did. So she was married to King Minos, right? And back then, like we said, everybody getting pregnant and everyone's banging, banging, banging. So she was like, here's the thing. I don't want my man with anybody else. So she made a charm, a fidelity charm, that she placed upon Minos, that every time he would bang another woman, he would ejaculate serpents, scorpions, and centipedes, and would kill anybody who got this, right? Holy shit.
What? What? Can you imagine? There's like,
Every single time. Pasiphae, calm down.
Whoa. That escalated so quickly. And you don't think it could much more than it already has, but whoa.
Exactly. Like, could we just have it be like, if he was being, if he was cheating on you, he like got a little nauseous or like had diarrhea.
Sure.
Like, why did you have to do
That seems like it may punish you.
that? Exactly. Oh no, but she had a protective sheath. So it didn't happen to her.
Well,
Yes.
she took care of her own.
Exactly. So, but there was one Athenian princess who knew herbs really well. So her name was Procris. Procris had a protective herb, so she had sex with minnows. I don't know what Pasiphae did to her. I didn't
What
find
is
out.
so great about this guy? God.
I don't know why everyone needs
Yes.
to have. I know. So there's another version of that story that basically was saying that Pasiphae also now was harming herself because she couldn't have kids with King Minos. So even though King Minos was ejaculating scorpions, which is gross,
So gross.
yeah, it couldn't hurt Pasiphae because Pasiphae is immortal because her daddy is the sun.
Oh.
So she can't die.
Touche.
Yeah.
She's like, what now, bitches?
She's like, give me all the scorpions and centipedes. I can't kill me. I'm gonna live forever. Yeah. So apparently, what Procris tried to help Pasiphae, because Pasiphae is like, look, I put this charm on him, but I don't know how to fix it because I need to have a baby. So Procris was like, hold on, let me help you out. Procris took a goat bladder and put it into like Pasiphae so that he could like ejaculate all the scorpions in the goat bladder, and then after I guess the second time he ejaculated, it would just be normal. I don't know. It's very confusing.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. This is what it was. So then Pasiphae could have it. So here's the thing, Pasiphae. I have a question. I don't know how Greek mythology works. So you were never gonna die, but you couldn't figure out how to just like make a baby?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seems like a
But you're
really
immortal?
roundabout way
Exactly.
to
Your
go about
dad
it.
is the sun. Can you just figure something out?
You've got to be able to. You have to have access to some kind of resources.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, Pasiphae, what's going on? She was also worshipped as an oracular goddess at Theleme, which is the original like temple of Sparta. She's also associated with Ino, who's like a sea goddess, and the lunar goddess Selene. Let's see what else we got here about Pasiphae. Oh, and she is also Pasiphae and her son, the Minotaur, are associated with the astrological sign of Taurus. Yay.
Oh, yeah. I can see all that. Yeah.
Yes. You know, if you are a Taurus and you're like, yeah, sometimes I ejaculate scorpions. Now you know
I
why.
curse people too.
Yeah. I curse people.
Taurus,
I
you've got the power.
give birth to half bulls. And I have a friend who makes labyrinths and fake bulls so I can bang bulls.
Yeah,
I
no
don't
big
know.
deal.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday.
It's just another Thursday in Greece. Jesus Christ. Oh gosh. So now you know a lot about Pasiphae. Ooh, that was crazy. Woo! So that brings us to the end of a very, very fun show and a very good time.
That was a journey. It was a good journey.
And I'm so glad that you all came with us, me and Dani, to do this.
Yes.
We don't know what we're going to do now. Woo! God, everyone's got to take a drink of water.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, Dani, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. This was a blast. This was so fun. Yes.
This was really fun. Can you tell people, plug yourself. Tell us what you want to know, where you can find you on the internet.
Absolutely. So I'm That Witch Next Door everywhere on the internet, thatwitchnextdoor.com. You can find That Witch Podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts. That Witch School, it's like my witchy, more fun version of Patreon. If you want a community, like a pickleball community to join, we could be your witchy pickleball community in That Witch School.
Yes.
I teach astrology. I offer sessions and one-on-one work with people. So you can find me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, That Witch Next Door. This was so fun.
Yay.
Thanks for asking me to be on. It was awesome.
It was so fun. Oh, everybody, all those links are going to be in the show notes. So if you need to get your life right, you know where to go.
Yes.
Get your shit together. We got you. All right. So if you didn't know what you've been listening to for the past hour, this is Dine with the Divine. Again, we're on all your podcasting platforms, so follow us, and we're on YouTube. So yay. If you really like the show, it really helps if you give us a rating. So please do that. 5 stars is always preferable, but just whatever you say it with your chest. And if you have any suggestions, comments, questions, please feel free to email me at dinewiththedivinepod@gmail.com. Follow us on all the socials. We're there. And if you want to follow me, Ashley, I'm at Sankofa HS. That's SANKOFAHS. And Sankofa Healing Sanctuary on Facebook and all those other platforms. Thank you so much for being here. Again, Dani's been the best. Thank you so much for being here. And everybody have a fantastic week. Bye.